I woke up on day 4 and I was happy. Finally, I had my Mirror of Kalandra. I traded all my divines for a Mirror of Kalandra until I realized it was just a dream. I had to start grinding. So I started my first map. Knew I had to grind a lot. The build was going pretty well. I had a ton of damage, a lot of resistance, a lot of physical mitigation, nothing to complain about. But I had a huge task ahead. I only had 180 divine to my name. So to buy a mirror, I needed to farm not only 500 divines like they were previously at 680 divines for a mirror of Kalandra, but now the prices of the mirrors were 720 divines. So I had to farm a total of 540 divines in one single day. How would I achieve this? Well, I noticed something. I was clearing the map and the packs pretty fast, but sometimes on the boss, I would stack so many trauma stacks that I would kill myself. So I had no other choice but to start upgrading some of the old piece I had and be even more tanky and having more recoup life to make sure I do not die on the bosses again. So I bought a new base body armor to be able to craft on it with fractured spell suppression. Once the suffixes were done, I bought some Eldritch Chaos Orb, that way I can reroll the prefixes, and I was aiming for increased evasion and increased armor, or flat evasion and flat armor, which would have been the best. I ended up with increased evasion and armor. I crafted mana on the body, then Exalt Slam, and then I wanted to craft physical damage taken as fire and lightning, but sadly I didn't have the modifier, so I went ahead and bought the Veiled mod on the trade website, and then for the final step, I spammed some Ichor and Embers until I got +1 to all res, all maximum res, and increased effect of determination. Then I crafted the mod of physical damage taken as fire and as lightning. And this is the final result. Alright, so I bought a base for the boots, which had 12% chance to spell suppress. And I used some essences to avoid being shocked until I got a good resistance. And once I was happy with it, I blocked mana, Exalt Slam. And yeah, I got low tier of life, but it's better than nothing. I went back to the bench, crafted movement speed and cannot be chilled. Sadly, the video for the implicit was corrupted, so here's the final product of the boots. Once I had the body armor and the boots done, I worked on getting some jewels. So I got the Impossible Escape, the one that gives Imbalance Guard. Be able to pick those 3 nodes. Soul of Steel, Prismatic Skin, Kinetic Impact, and I also bought a Timeless Jewel, Lethal Pride, that gave me 5% chance to double damage, 10% reduce extra damage from crits, 1% life regen per second, 5% to deal double damage, and another 5% to deal double damage. Then for the other jewels, I changed that one because I needed a mana gain per hit. And I'll show you the other jewels too. I had this one. So increase attack speed with axes, life, again mana, and reduce curses. That one again, the same thing. Mana on it, attack speed and life. And that one has corrupted blood immunity. attack speed, max life, and increased melee damage. Why not? With all the changes made, I was faster, had more damage, I was more tanky, everything was going great. All my maps were way better, and I was also killing the boss way faster and not dying as much. I grinded maps for a while again, about 5 hours of grinding, and during that time I was also selling some fragments, selling some invitation in bulk, selling Orb of Regrets. As I said, went overboard on day 3. I was selling those for chaos, buying fragments with the chaos, and then selling the fragments for divines, while always mapping too. So I was making a lot of currency. I did some sales on day 4, but no huge sales, nothing over 4 divines, I think. And then after all that grind, after I sold everything I had, like literally everything I had that I wasn't using. I sold a bunch of maps, the influence maps, so the Conqueror maps, the Elder influence map, the Shaper influence map, all those. And then I was at 380 divine, which was pretty good to be honest, but still so far away from the new price of the mirror at 720 divines. So I started panicking. I thought maybe I could get away with it by gambling. So I bought a apothecary divination card. I put it into the crafting station and it just died. After the devastating blow of the divination card gamble, I was really hopeless. I didn't know what to do anymore. I knew I wasn't going to make 400 divines by mapping. So I did another gamble, sadly. I went into Trial of the Ancestors in hope for Inikaros luck. I knew the odds were in my favor because first off, it was the first time I did Trial on this character, so it was really low rating, the lowest to be honest. There was pretty much no hope. I had to admit it. I had failed getting a mirror in 4 days. Did you really believe that sub story? Of course I had a way out. Remember on day 2 I said I invested into something? Well, I also invested into that thing on day 3. And now it was ready to be revealed. Whenever I had the currency for it, which was 44 to 45 divines, I bought Awaken Multi-Strike Support Gem, leveled them in my offhand, and once they got to level 5, I qualityed them and sold them. So here is the result. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who followed the series. I had a lot of fun doing this, even though it took me a lot of time. But if you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe and like it, and also share with your friends. And yeah, I will do another one later down the road, but for now we'll take a break because I've been grinding a lot, as you can see in this image. But I'll let you see the final clip.